This is Channel 8, KTUL TV, Tulsa. Now, from Northeast Oklahoma's news leader, Steve Knight, Carol Lambert, meteorologist Travis Meyer, and John Wall Sports. This is News 8 at 10.
Good evening. Many of you just watched the ABC special on ethics in America.
Just how does Oklahoma's honesty stack up? The recent scandal involving OU's football team may have done the most to hurt the state's image, but there are plenty more scandals dating back to the county commissioner convictions of the 70s. News 8's Scott Gordon reports tonight on Sooner ethics and what's being done to uphold them.
Anyone who wonders if Oklahoma has a problem with ethics need only turn on the TV news.
Sheriff McLean's sentencing follows the sentencing yesterday of 3 of his former deputies.
Pay the price. The former bankruptcy trustee is headed to prison.
After the district attorney issued an arrest warrant for the police chief, Hunt turned himself in.
It's one of the most successful teams in college football history, but a number of its players have been charged with outright criminal activity.
You have to remember it wasn't all that long ago when Pretty Boy Floyd hung around in this state, and when that old line between who was the bigger crook, the robber or the banker, a lot of Oklahomans would have disputed with you about which was the bigger crook.
Tulsa Mayor Roger Randall helped set up an Oklahoma Ethics Commission when he led the state Senate a few years ago. It's the commission's job to investigate ethics complaints against public officials. The panel does have its critics who say it's a bad idea for a good cause.
I just think it's a lot to do over nothing. I think the role of Ethics Commission in enforcing and maintaining ethical standards is basically a lot of political flap. It will not have any real significant impact on ethical behavior in this state or any other state as far as that goes.
Still, with the new Ethics Commission and a new set of rules for honesty, most agree that lying, cheating, and stealing in Oklahoma are on the decline, despite the well-publicized exceptions.
I don't think there's any question in Oklahoma that it's changing for the better. Now, I hope this same newscast doesn't contain new information about the OU football team.
Scott Gordon, News 8.
Nothing on OU, but we do have some other ethical news to report tonight. A federal grand jury today indicted Love County Sheriff Wesley Liddell Jr. The Oklahoma lawman is charged with plotting to kidnap a suspected drug dealer from Texas. The FBI says Liddell planned to torture the man with a hot curling iron. Federal agents secretly recorded the sheriff saying he'd do anything to catch drug dealers. A city policeman from Marietta, Oklahoma, also is charged with plotting the abduction and torture. Add another chapter tonight to the saga of the embattled sheriff of Ottawa County. A county grand jury is recommending the ouster of Thurl Whittle. The panel accuses Whittle of willfully neglecting his office. It found he mixed prisoners' personal money with the jail's canteen fund, which he controlled. The sheriff is already fighting 50 criminal charges, including embezzlement, filed by the district attorney. A day after he announced he will resign, House Speaker Jim Wright went back to work today. Seen here leaving the Capitol late this afternoon, he was asked by reporters if the bloodletting in Congress is over.
I earnestly hope that somehow we can bring an end to bloodletting. Congress needs to get its attention focused back on the problems of this country.
Wright is giving up a thumb sign for his most likely successor, House Majority Leader Tom Foley. Wright continues as Speaker until Tuesday, when his successor is formally selected at a Democratic caucus meeting.
The body of Claude Pepper, who was the nation's oldest member of Congress, is lying in state in the Capitol Rotunda. Few congressmen are given the honor the 88-year-old Pepper received. Funeral services are Sunday for the senior citizens champion. He'll be buried next to his wife, who died 10 years ago. President Bush returns from London tomorrow. Today, he met with British Prime Minister Thatcher, saying it's nice to meet with friends so you can take off the gloves and talk from the heart. The president reviewed the Scots Guards at the palace and had lunch with the Queen.
Drugs are found in the last place you would imagine. The Muffetland Daycare Center in Oklahoma City was the target of a drug raid today. Police went there initially on a stolen property tip, but once on the premise, they found rock cocaine and uncut PCP, along with some stolen property. 6 adults and 1 juvenile are in custody. Well, American Airlines workers are flying with a new contract tonight. Members of the Transportation Workers of America gave their official seal of approval today nationwide to management's latest offer. In Tulsa, the yes votes outnumbered the no's 2-1. The new contract affects 5,000 union employees at Tulsa's American facilities.
People crowded into Union Junior High School tonight to have their say about the state's plans to widen the Broken Arrow Expressway between Sheridan Road and 145th East Avenue. It's a big project.
Really a rough estimate in this very ballpark figure would be about $60 million, I think, was the last I've heard.
Oklahoma will pay 25% of that. The federal government is expected to pay the rest.
Finding fault with delinquent student loans. That story's up next.
Also, the great outdoors really is great around Tulsa. And fighting fires right away in our national parks.
All next when News 8 continues.
A new financial product is sweeping across our state, Oklahoma's Heritage Bank Card. It's the premier Oklahoma Visa and MasterCard, owned and operated right here. Not in Delaware, not in Texas. Decidedly Oklahoma. The new Oklahoma's Heritage Bank Card captures the startling beauty of Oklahoma. The benefits make Oklahoma's Heritage Bank Card a wise choice. Its Oklahoma roots make it the right choice. Oklahoma's Heritage Bank Card. It's made in Oklahoma, but welcome everywhere. Now, more than ever, bring your credit home.
Hit 'em up! Move 'em up!
The drive continues. A massive shipment of 3,600 cars and trucks have just arrived at your Oklahoma Chevy dealers.
Because we're overstocked, we've marked every model with its best price of the year.
Pick the #1 selling full-size truck in Oklahoma. You'll receive all this equipment for only $152, or get automatic at no charge. Choose an S10 now with $500 cash back, and it's priced as low as $69.74. Or get 2.9% financing available on most Chevys. See your Oklahoma Chevy dealer before June 5th.
We've tried a lot of things at Sonic since 1959, and while some things didn't last, one did. Sonic knew that a burger, fries, and soft drink would always be America's most favorite meal. That's why during Sonic's 30th anniversary celebration, we're featuring America's Combo, a made-to-order Sonic burger, fries, and a medium soft drink for a special low price. So enjoy Sonic's anniversary with America's Combo.
Honey, I'm starved.
Coming, dear.
Faster and better than ever. Sonic.
It's time for air conditioning, and I'm calling for bids.
What do you need to know?
Will Airco be around later when you need them?
Airco has served Tulsa for 28 years. We'll be there.
Oh, what about warranties?
Airco has a 5-year parts and labor warranty on their line of Lennox products.
And financing?
Airco gives you 12 months to pay, interest-free.
What are you paying for?
Airco gives you a detailed bid. At Airco Heating and Air Conditioning, we have the right answers for your comfort needs.
Students beware. Those wanting an education must be willing to pay for it. That's according to Education Secretary Lauro Cavazos, who promised stricter measures for those who default on student loans. The long-awaited guidelines will be aimed at reducing the $1.8 billion student loan deficit. Students aren't the only ones targeted by the new rules. Schools with a high default rate will also face tougher penalties as well.
Students in Sand Springs are upholding a centuries-old tradition tonight. Some 300 of Sand Springs Indian students took part in or watched an old-fashioned powwow. For many, it's a brand-new experience.
Because so many of our kids have not been raised traditionally and have never even attended a powwow. So this was to expose them to that also, not just for the outside public, but for a large majority of our children, too, of our students.
Also tonight, many of these kids received awards for their achievements in the classroom. A change in federal fire policy tonight. Fires like those that burned in Yellowstone National Park will burn no more. The Interior Department says from now on, fires will be fought immediately and put out. Experts say last year's fires did help the environment at Yellowstone, but officials want to make sure wildfires in the future aren't allowed to burn out of control.
You know, living in Tulsa is great for those who enjoy the outdoors. This area offers tremendous opportunities, including one lake that is becoming nationally famous. In tonight's Oklahoma Outdoors, Charles Ely takes us for a tour.
There are hundreds of thousands of these fish hiding in the wooded backwaters of Skytook Lake. The quality of its bass fishing is drawing visitors from all over the country. Over the next 5 years, it will be among the best lakes in the nation. Among its many devoted followers is Tulsa Fire Captain Mike Baker, who spends every possible moment on the water here. Baker says reports of crowds are misleading. It's a beautiful lake with a fair share of solitude.
There are miles and miles of creeks on virtually every end of this lake, where even though the lake has received a lot of pressure in the last couple of years, you can get away from people.
Maneuvering through the underwater forest requires a good map, and the fishing isn't easy because there's always a branch available to complicate things. However, every now and then the branch turns out to have fins. That was as close as we got to putting a fish in the boat on this visit. But Baker says there are no big secrets when it comes to finding fish here in the month of June.
The fish are going to have a tendency to back off into the 8 to 10 foot water where the standing timber is and brush piles and so forth. In the mornings, early and late throughout the summer, they will come up shallow to feed. They like to get up on the flats where there's a lot of buckbrush and grass here.
Use spinnerbaits and surface lures early in the morning, then pitch plastic lures into the heavy cover later in the day. With half a break from the weather and a little effort, you may find some of the finest bass fishing there is. Charles Ely, News 8.
Well, if you want to go fishing this weekend, Brad has a peek at the weekend forecast coming up next.
And in the nation's capital, young spellers learn the thrill of victory and the agony of defeat.
S-I-D-U-L-L-A-T-E.
If your nights are getting later and later, chances are the sag in your mattress is getting deeper and deeper. You need a beauty rest. Its unique individually wrapped coils are pre-compressed to give you a comfortable mattress that stays forever firm. Sleep on a beauty rest, and here's something you haven't heard in years.
Good night, hon.
Beauty Rest by Simmons. Forever firm.
On sale now at Dickinson Goodman Furniture in Tulsa.
I like hanging around, getting down, walking the dog, doing the town. I like everything I got right here. Rainbows and cold Coors beer. It takes the part of this country as cold and clean as the Rockies to brew a beer as pure and natural as Coors. Brew refresh, just like you like it. Tap an ice cold Coors with a friend of yours. A Rocky Mountain legend, an American original.
This is one hot GMC truck, and it could be yours. How? By being the grand prize winner in the Green Country GMC Coca-Cola 500 Sweepstakes. It's brought to you exclusively by your Green Country GMC Truck Dealer Association members and Coca-Cola bottlers. There's also other great prizes and hundreds of instant winner prizes available at your participating GMC dealers. To enter and for official contest rules, look for special Green Country Coca-Cola 500 Sweepstakes displays in participating stores and Green Country GMC Truck Dealer Association members show.
Now that America is getting into shape, it's getting into this shape. TCBY non-fat frozen yogurt. TCBY non-fat frozen yogurt. It has no fat, but great taste. So try TCBY non-fat frozen yogurt at your nearby TCBY store and say goodbye to ice cream. After all, what have you got to lose?
All the pleasure, none of the guilt. TCBY.
Goodbye, high calories.
Well, in case you missed News 8 at 5 or 6 tonight,
here are some of the newsmakers this first day of June.
Ground was broken at Stringtown today for rebuilding part of the prison which was destroyed in last year's riots. The $6.2 million project will be finished next March.
The prisons in Atoka County are a $7 million a year business, providing 300 jobs. Residents hope that when the state decides when and where to build another prison, they'll build it in Atoka County.
A new Northside driver's licensing center is open at the Panoramic Business Park. It's open Tuesdays and Thursdays, 8 to 5. No longer will applicants have to drive all the way to Jenks to renew licenses.
The Oil Capital Chamber of Commerce threw a bit of a party today to get support for its naming of the Tulsa Police Officer and Citizen of the Year. The awards will be given out next Thursday. Oh, when it comes to weather, I don't think we exactly had an award-winning day today, Brad.
Not 5 stars all day.
I'm sorry, but there's not much I can do about it, I guess. We just kind of sit and wait what happens and try to forecast it.
And so far, it does look like rain showers still in the forecast. Some possibly tonight. The chances are lessening just a little bit, but still the shot for last night is still right on target, so things look to be at least wet for us. And if you have fertilizer on your yard, just wait, it's coming. It may take until September at this rate. No. Current conditions outside are quite pleasant outside, and we're still waiting for some of the rain showers to come, and Texas is getting more than their share. We'll talk about that in just a moment. 71 degrees at the airport. 66 is the dew point. Humidity is 84%. Pressure is winds are southeast at 6. Pressure 3014 and rising. The high today, 75. Overnight low this morning was 65 degrees. And the pollen count, very low today, 57. Mold spores was the high count, 1,892. Air quality, 37. In the good category. Nothing on radar right now to speak of. So we'll start with the high temperatures across northeast Oklahoma and into some of the surrounding states. Wichita, Kansas only saw a high today near 72 degrees because of lots of rain showers there and cloudy skies. Oak City only saw 75, and they have seen about 3 inches of rain over the past 24 to 36 hours in Oklahoma City, while in Tulsa we've only seen 1/100th of an inch. So it does show the large discrepancy just in 90 miles in the rainfall amounts. 90 degrees in Fort Smith today. Obviously, a cold front did pass by. It has passed by Fort Smith and McAllister, the 2 warmest readings now, and they won't be quite that warm for tomorrow. Weather Star 40 satellite shows last night's thunderstorms in Texas and Kansas moving over our area overnight, giving Tulsa that little bit of rain that we did have. At the station, we had about a 1/4 inch of rain, and more thunderstorms forming tonight across portions of western Texas. This mass of storms looks to be passing just to the south of the Tulsa area. If it does veer just a bit northeast, we should see at least some rain showers tonight as these storms begin to die out and move across northeast Oklahoma. One more view this time, a regular satellite view, shows those thunderstorms, very heavy storms, putting down baseball-sized hail just to the southeast of Lubbock today. That was near a Boy Scout camp where Boy Scouts were there, but the baseball-sized hail were not far from them, but not particularly right at the camp. Also broke some car windshields there. I'm looking at these storms right here across portions of northeast New Mexico. Those look to be the ones that will brush us tonight if they do hang together as this high-pressure system that's keeping the peace, keeping things quiet, moves off to the east. We will have that chance for showers return for tomorrow and tomorrow night. There's that massive clouds causing the very strong storms with hail, but we're not the only ones seeing damaging storms. Portions of Indiana and Illinois saw some damaging winds causing some trees to fall, power lines down, damaged roofs there. Also, no tornadoes reported there, but it does show that this storm system is causing quite a fuss all the way from Texas right up through the Midwest and into the Great Lakes states. It's pleasant across the Central Plains states tonight. Temperatures in the 60s. They're going to be seeing nice weather. They're completely out of this severe weather picture for sunrise. We'll see some of those storms passing by the area. Then as we move through the day, some patchy showers are possible in this green area. That doesn't mean you'll see rain all the time, just some patchy rain or sprinkles. And here comes that next upper storm for tomorrow night, and this will hang around until Saturday. Highs tomorrow in the 80s, possibly upper 70s because of quite a few clouds around the area, so we're not going to be breaking any high temperature records and probably not rainfall records until sometime tomorrow night. All right, let's look at the forecast. Low temperatures dropping off to about 66 degrees tonight. A slight chance for a thunderstorm tonight as the storm systems move out of Texas and New Mexico. Light variable winds. Then for tomorrow, here we go again. Variable clouds, more scattered afternoon storms possible. Highs near 80. South winds 5 to 15. Tomorrow night is the best chance for storms with lows near 68. We'll see south winds 10 to 15 miles per hour. Saturday, more scattered storms. Sunday, isolated storms. Monday, scattered storms. Same weather pattern, basically. No big changes coming our way, so carry your umbrella. Won't need it all the time, just sometimes.
Rain's okay, just keep the hail away.
We don't need that baseball size hail.
No, thank you, Brad.
Yeah.
There is a new national spelling bee champion tonight. He's 8th grader Scott Isaacs of Colorado. A Tulsa student made it into the 5th round of the competition. Then John Deffenbaugh got a toughie.
Sidulate. S-I-D-U-L-L-A-T-E.
Sigillate is S-I-G-I-L-L-A-T-E.
By the way, it means to close something with a stamp, and John says he's pleased with his performance.
He did well. You know, performance is a big part of television, and right now, your eyes are hopefully glued to the screen. But imagine what it would be like if the TV was also watching you. If every time you get up to leave the room or dare to change the channel, your exact move is recorded second by second. Well, that is exactly what the Nielsen Company says it plans to develop, a camera to tape you while you're watching TV. The ratings company thinks it will give a more accurate picture of who is really watching what. Of course, participation in the Nielsen survey is always voluntary.
Boy, is that going to change people's viewing habits?
That's wild.
No more watching late-night TV in your skivvies.
You got it. Up next in sports, Tulsa's kickboxing champ is making a comeback.
And the Hogs hope to shake up the shocks at the College World Series.
I'm Tink Wilkerson. At church Sunday, someone asked me if we really did have hail damage. I can assure you that we did. Hail the size of golf balls. And until our insurance company makes settlement with us, you can make unbelievable savings.
I saved $6,000.
You can save on Oldsmobile, Pontiac, Chrysler, Plymouth, Dodge trucks, custom vans, and over 300 high-quality used cars. But you have to hurry now. Come out today to 9047 New Sapulpa Road.
We put you first. At Tink Wilkerson.
I'm Bill Wortman, and I want to save you money. York condensing units can cut your electrical usage by up to 60%. Right now, Wortman has a warehouse full of York for immediate replacement. York is a highly efficient unit with copper tubing, not aluminum. Wortman also saves you money with our yearly maintenance agreement. Think savings, think Wortman, think York. Think Wortman Central Air Conditioning at 584-4721, your reliable York dealer, servicing all makes and models for 20 years. Best prices in town.
America, the land of plenty, has plenty of rear-engine riding mowers to choose from. Yet one is America's clear-cut #1 choice. Snapper. #1 because of superior performance features. #1 because of rugged, low-maintenance durability. #1 because more Americans buy Snapper than any other brand of rear-engine rider. Join the millions of satisfied Snapper users.
See Remington's Lawnmower Center for all your Snapper needs, or check the yellow pages for the dealer nearest you.
Want to take off but can't decide whether to drive or fly? Do both. Buy a new Cutlass Calais and get 2 round-trip tickets to anywhere American Airlines flies in the continental U.S. Plus, up to $1,000 cash back from Olds or 2.9% GMAC financing. Now, do you drive, then fly, or fly, then drive, or fly a little or drive?
Your father's Oldsmobile. This is a new generation of
Only at your Tulsa Oldsmobile dealers. Dean Bailey Oldsmobile and Pemberton Oldsmobile.
Okay, let's stop talking about the TV gizmo and get into sports.
Yeah, I think it's a very interesting concept.
That's putting it politely.
Oh, yes, it is. Arkansas goes into the College World Series not quite with a roar, but with a feeling of they're just kind of happy to be there. If it weren't for a couple of one-run wins in their regional, they wouldn't be there either. But the fact is, the Hogs are one of the 8 teams still playing. Tomorrow night, they play Wichita State, a team they have beaten once already this year, but that was way back in February.
We got out of the chute alive, and watching them go throughout the season, I don't know if we want to play them or not Friday, but we don't have any choice right now.
The Hogs and the Shocks play the night game tomorrow in Omaha. In the afternoon, Florida State and North Carolina will lead off. Also today, college baseball coaches named their All-American baseball academic All-American team includes OSU's Brad Beanblossom. He has a 4-point today. Another step today, Rick Pitino signed a 7-year deal to coach the Cats. He takes over a team starting a 3-year NCAA probation for massive cheating and rules violations, and Pitino makes it clear how he intends to run the show now.
Support the university, support the basketball program. But no one, and I don't only say boosters, anyone in particular, will have anything to do with the University of Kentucky basketball program other than our coaching staff, athletic director, and certainly our faculty.
Pitino did all right for himself. He's getting a base salary of $105,000. You throw in all the perks, he could make about $6 million over the next 7 years. No major upsets to speak of today at the French Open. The only seeded player to lose was 12th seed Laurie McNeil, the former OSU star, beaten by Mana Bollegraf of Holland. In men's play, the top seed Ivan Lendl here in the near court against Derek Rostano. Lendl wins today 6-1, 6-3, 6-1. Just another day on the court for him. Mats Wilander has been struggling so far, not today and really not so far in the French. Mats is at the top of your screen as he beats Diego Perez today, also in straight sets. As for the hot shot in Paris, Andre Agassi playing well. Top of the screen here, the young American just whips up on Italy's Paolo Kane. Jimmy Connors and Vitas Kariolaitis are saying, man, we're too old to be playing this game. In doubles today, well, they must have felt like old men after this one because John Fitzgerald and Andrew Jared beat them today in straight sets. Well, I know you've been waiting all night for this one. Heavyweight champ Mike Tyson and Robin Givens officially are now divorced. No terms of the settlement, though, were announced. Dale Paulo Cook did announce last year, though, that he was through with kickboxing. He was retiring, done. No more until now. The world champ will be back in the ring tomorrow night here in Tulsa, fighting Mexico's champion Alberto the Bull Garcia. The obvious question for Apollo, why the comeback?
Well, I was missing it, and I was really aggravated at the fact that the Americans were getting whipped on all over the world in my sport. But it wasn't until after I went to Japan and won the big tournament there that I decided, well, if I, and they wanted me back. I said, well, if I'm going to be training and fighting in Japan, I might as well come all the way back. And that's how Apollo versus the World Tour came about.
The fight card starts at 8 o'clock tomorrow night at the Sheraton Kensington. After the first of 4 rounds at the LPGA Rochester Classic, Patty Sheehan, the leader, at 468. Ayoko Okamoto, 1 shot off the pace there at -3. The men this week are just outside of the nation's capital. First round of the Kemper Open. This is Fred Funk, putting from off the edge of the green there. He's at 6 under par. The guy they're chasing, though, D.A. Wybring. Look at this, a long birdie putt for D.A. today. He tied the course record at 7 under par 64, and D.A. Wybring, the leader right now to the first round of the Kemper, again at 7 under. The Fast Breakers today replaced General Manager Jay Stone. They actually did it with 2 people. They named Bobby Gilbert, the Vice President of Basketball Operations. He used to be with the Ice Holders a number of years ago, came back, though, to work with the basketball team. And Dave Bennett is going to be the Vice President of Sales and Marketing. So what they said, hey, we've got 1 job. Let's make it 2. That way 2 people can get it done more efficiently, whatever. But both of those guys are well known here around the area. They're going to do a good job.
Maybe next year they'll have another championship year.
Well, I'm sure these 2 are going to get things started.
Let's hope.
Got a ways to get going.
Thank you, John.
Some Tulsans have a real scare in store for you.
The chilling details up next when News 8 continues, if you dare.
Looks like a BMW 735. Must be at least $500 a month.
More room than the Acura Legend. I'd say $450.
Feels like you're in one of those expensive sports cars.
Fuel-injected overhead cam V6. We're talking major money.
The $269 a month, 160 horsepower Nissan Maxima. The 4-door sports car. Lease one at your nearest Nissan dealer now.
Why should you buy Sherwin-Williams paint? Well, look at it this way. That coat of Sherwin-Williams paint protects your biggest investment. It has to hold the line against all kinds of weather, year after year after year. So when it comes to quality paints, where do you draw the line? Ask Sherwin-Williams.
At Furr's, we have one person who does nothing but make 16 kinds of salads fresh every day. So no matter which you choose, you're getting a chef's salad. Furr's, food this good takes all day. True, at most cafeterias, about $5 will go a long way. But with Furr's all you can eat, it just happens to go a lot further. Furr's cafeterias, food this good and this much takes all day.
Okay, Brad, weather for the last day of school in Tulsa.
Let's try for one more time. We're going to see a few showers around for wake-up weather tomorrow morning. Temperatures middle to upper 60s as you head off to work and get out. You may want to make sure you have your umbrella. It may be raining by the time you get home.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah.
Finally tonight, if you've never seen the Rocky Horror Show, now's your chance. Tonight was final dress rehearsal at the Brady Theater for tomorrow's opening night performance. The play, which is a collage of old-time horror movies and science fiction extravaganzas, is made possible through City Arts, a division of the Tulsa Park and Recreation Department. A lot of hard work has gone into getting the production ready.
I knew Leo G. Carroll was over a barrel when Tarantula took to the hills. And I really got hot when I saw Jeanette Scott fight a trivet that's been poisoned and killed.
Curtain time is 9 p.m. this weekend and next. Tickets are $8.
A camp classic. Thanks for joining us tonight.
Good night.